Assalamu alaikum. How are you, dear students? I hope you're fine. Before starting today's lecture, I want you all to make some correction from the previous lectures, and I also want to share you some meanings to difficult words. Okay, we might have forgotten yesterday to discuss. Here is a word, dunes. It is not dunes, it is actually dunce, D-U-N-C-E, dunce. Dunce means stupid or stupidus, dunces, right? They were considered, the writer along with his fellows were considered to be dunces, that they could only learn English, right? And here is a word, unpretentious. Unpretentious means not that welcoming, or you can say indistinct, or inconspicuous, right? And what else I have to share you is disregarded. Disregarded means disrespected or unworthy of consideration or respect, something having no value, right? Parsing means is a kind of division, right? Thoroughly means completely. Analysis means to give one's opinion about something. There is analysis about English, right? Components means elements or parts, right? And these are conjunctive, disjunctive. These are grammatical terms. I'm not going to discuss them in detail because they will be discussed in the grammar part, right? And that's it. Dear students, today we are to finish this chapter, so have a look on this paragraph. Let's begin. Each had its color and its bracket. It was a kind of drill. We did it almost daily. Yesterday we talked about Mr. Somervell's way of teaching. He was a delightful man. He was a nice man. And he was assigned with the charge or duty to teach the stupidest or disregarded students English, right? Because English was not valued that time, as Latin and Greek were being valued or regarded, right? Anyways, Mr. Somervell knew how to teach English well. He had a system of his own. He used to have different color inks or different color markers, and he used to have fairly considerably long sentences and broke it into its elements or components, according to parts of speech or according to its other grammatical categories. The students loved him very much, and each had its color and its bracket, right? It was a kind of practice, that they used to do almost daily, to take a long sentence, to parse them into its components using different color inks, right? These all. As I remained in the third year 3 times as long as anyone else. The writer was supposed to be the most experienced student, having been retained in the 3rd year 3 times as long as anyone else. I had 3 times as much of it. Okay, I learned it thoroughly. Thus I got into my bones the essential structure of the ordinary British sentence, which is a noble thing. It means, since the writer had spent continually 3 years, okay, in that category, so he got 3 times, okay, advantage over others. So he had to pass through with the same, okay, drill and practices. That is why he learned it thoroughly. Okay, here I learned it thoroughly means the way sentences are parsed, okay, the way sentences are analyzed, etc. and etc. He learned it completely. Why? Because he had spent 3 years continually. Thus I got into my bones. I got into my bones means the essential, the mandatory structure of ordinary British English or sentences, okay, got completely embedded, okay, into his blood. Okay, in Urdu you can say it's a little bit difficult sentence to be explained. मैं ये कहूँगा कि राइटर कहना चाहता है कि चूंकि उसने 3 साल उसी एक स्टैंडर्ड में गुजारे थे, तो वो जो है ना इंग्लिश के जो ऑर्डिनरी ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश स्ट्रक्चर उसकी रगों में, उसके खून में रच गए थे. ठीक है, उसके खून का हिस्सा बन चुके थे. इस हद तक वो उसने एक्सपीरियंस, ही गॉट एक्सपीरियंस, ओके, into that kind of drills to that extent that got into his blood or bones, right? Which is a noble thing, which is a durable thing, good thing, okay, nice thing. And after years, my school fellows who had won prizes and distinction for writing such beautiful Latin poetry and, okay, pithy Greek epigrams had to come down again to come English to their living or make their way. Okay, it means after years, when English came in power, when English came in need, so what happened? His fellows, his school fellows who used to, okay, win prizes and distinctions, okay, for writing such beautiful Latin poetry or pithy Greek epigrams. Pithy means brief, short, okay, but full of meaning or substance. That is, okay, brief but meaningful, short but meaningful, okay, concise, having brevity, okay. Epigram means a witty, often paradoxical remarks concisely expressed. That is, you can say Zarbul Amsal. Okay, his fellows who had won prizes and distinctions, okay, awards for writing such beautiful Latin poetry and pithy Greek epigrams had to come down again to common English. They had to switch towards English because English at that time, okay, came into need or came into power. In order to carry their business of life or to, okay, keep pace with the world, they had to, okay, back towards English. I did not feel myself at any disadvantage because he had been in practice with, okay, that subject. That is why the writer did not find himself in any kind of disadvantage, right? Because his fellows were compelled to switch towards English again. Naturally, it was a natural phenomenon, okay. I am biased in favor of boys learning English. It means the writer was by nature was in favor of boys learning English. Okay, his inclination is towards English. His inclination had always been towards English. So he is partial. Biased means he is in favor, okay, of boys learning English. I would make them all learn English. Okay, he want them all learn English, and then I would let the clever ones learn Latin as an honor and Greek as a treat. But the only thing I would whip them for is not knowing English. Okay, the writer wanted that he would make all the boys learn English. Moreover, he would let the clever ones or intelligent ones learn Latin as an honor and Greek as a treat. Okay, not as compulsory, okay, thing. But he at the same time, okay, would whip, would beat, would punish, okay, them for, okay, not knowing English. I would whip them hard for that. Okay, there is a sentence missing over there. I would whip them hard for that. And he wished, okay, if he would, right, punish them hard for not knowing English. Right, thank you. With this we have successfully completed the reading selection 1.2, and in the next lecture I will come up with a poem, okay, that is about a school going boy for the first time. Okay, thank you. Dear students, do not forget skim through the questions given at the end. Okay, there is a recalling section, interpreting section, and expanding section. Okay, keep in mind that you are shortly going to be taken your first term examination, so your syllabus for the upcoming exam is, okay, the first unit having 3 reading selections, okay, and plus you will be taken or you will be asked questions from a poem, okay, Tears of Nature, from unit number 2. So you have 4 chapters in all, and you are directed to make yourself prepared, okay, in those 4 chapters. Okay, I am going to repeat it again. Okay, you have first unit having 3 reading selection plus Tears of Nature, a poem from unit number 2. Alright, meanwhile we will be trying to, okay, give you or, okay, deliver you the lectures remaining. Right, thank you.